Well, hi everyone. My name is Iwi. I am the CEO of EasyMate. We help small businesses win and keep customers with AI assistants that handle all the boring, repetitive stuff. I talk to a lot of coaches and business owners about AI, and the pushback I hear most is AI will never replace what I do. I agree, AI can never replace what I do, but AI can actually replace a lot of repetitive, boring, and make me more productive CEO. So I wanted to talk to someone whose whole business is about human connection, who also happens to be one of our customers and uses AI every day anyway. And welcome, Mina.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, thank you for joining us. Um, so, why don't you introduce yourself? Who do you help and what do you actually do?
Sure. So I help high achieving women find love. And the situation is that a lot of high achieving women are very successful in work, but they don't always see that success in their personal lives. And so I help with coaching and I also help with hypnotherapy so that we get
Mm.
into the subconscious beliefs and perhaps do a little tweaking there so that they can, stop the patterns that haven't served them well in the past.
Yeah, so I'm really curious. From what I read about your background, you were a former academic. You taught at top universities, even consulted on Disney princesses. That's
Yes.
interesting. How did you end up coaching women on love?
Well, I wanted to really have a direct impact on people's lives. I mean, I have had impact as a professor, but I felt like a lot of my research, a lot of my academic work was, really kind of esoteric and it didn't
Mm.
really touch anyone. And at the same time, I was struggling with my love life. I had a series of terrible relationships when I was younger, and then I got married, and then after 11 years, we got a divorce. And it became clear to me that I really just was repeating a lot of the same mistakes over and over. And so I got some relationship coaching and I
Oh,
got trained in hypnotherapy, and it just kind of, changed my life. I just
wow.
saw things so differently. And so then I was able to find someone who was a much better partner, and I have a great relationship. And so I wanted to do the same for other people as well.
Oh, wow. Congratulations, finding
Thank
love.
you.
I know how hard that is.
Yeah.
It's really hard to come by to find your soulmate, right?
Yes, but if you know how to do it, it's possible.
Yeah. So here's what's interesting to me. Your work is all about uh, the most human thing there is, right? Intimacy, connection. AI sounds the opposite of that. So a lot of coaches I reach out to say flat out, no, I don't believe in AI. It'll never replace me. You didn't react that way. Why not?
Well, because I'm a solopreneur, so I have to do everything in my business
Mhm.
myself. And there's just a lot of it that doesn't require my empathy or my creativity or,
Mhm.
all the things that I put in the sort of the human category. There's a lot of it that's just more administrative. Even, emailing someone about their booking. I
Mhm.
don't need to spend energy on writing the perfect email. Like AI can do that so much
Yes.
faster. So I've learned to kind of delegate to AI the
Yeah.
things that don't require me to be really human in that instance.
Yeah. I
And that
agree.
just frees up time for me to actually serve my clients better.
Yeah. Yeah. Operations work kills the love for the business.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. And your brand is your voice, your warmth. Were you worried the AI would sound robotic or not like you and the clients would feel it?
No, because I mean, when I work with clients, I am working with them one on one. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much there and they feel my presence.
Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of, like some of my marketing material, some of my emails, like I said, that's all behind the scenes. And I don't think they care if my, more sort of procedural, more administrative emails
Hmm.
sound robotic because, the fact is everybody's using AI to draft those emails these days anyways. And the more
Hmm.
personal emails I do draft myself. So I feel like, AI is just kind of the reality now, and we get it in all kinds of ways, but in the interactions that really matter, I am very present. And the fact is, because AI is doing all of that other stuff,
Right.
I can be more present for the parts that matter, that where I'm really required to show up as myself.
Right. So sounds like you do draw a line what AI can do and what you do well that AI can never
Absolutely.
take over, right?
Exactly, exactly. Like the
Yeah.
hypnotherapy. I mean, there's just no way an AI could do that. There's so much
Let me think.
interpretation.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I think that the hypnotherapy is so it's your skill, right? It's definitely you can outsource or delegate to AI.
Yeah, a lot of it's
Yeah.
just intuition, like they tell me their stories and I have to piece together, oh, this is what's going on. And
Right.
that's the kind of thing that, AI can't really hear. They're not there actually experiencing what the client is expressing.
Right. So can you give me a real example of the AI doing something you couldn't do before?
Sure. So, for example, with my course, your company set up a bot. So it's a
Hmm.
digital course where I have
Hmm.
videos explaining the different steps of the dating journey.
Hmm.
And I also have exercises for the students to do so that their lessons are reinforced.
Hmm.
And now I have a bot who's been trained on all of my material, my book,
Hmm.
all my social media content, just everything that I've produced over the years. And so if the client is feeling confused, or maybe they went out on a date, they came home and they're not quite sure how to read it, they
Hmm.
can actually ask the bot at any hour of the night, this is what happened.
Hmm.
What's your take on this? And the bot is going to give it my interpretation. And I don't have
Hmm.
to wake up in the middle of the night, to answer an email. The bot is doing it for me. So it's quite brilliant. It's there 24/7 for students and clients.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when you have a dating question in the very moment, they can get access to you, even though it's 2 a.m.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is great for them and great for me.
Right. Um, you've mentioned you're a solo entrepreneur, and in your words, you mentioned that you're not that into sales. How has that changed?
Well, I mean, I have to do sales, and so I still
Mhm.
do it, and I continue to practice. But the nice thing is your AI
Mhm.
is helping to lighten some of the load along the
Mhm.
way. So capturing leads, answering some of the questions. So if they decide to follow through and actually book a call with me, they already
Mhm.
know the basics.
Mhm.
Um, but if it's not a good fit, then I'm not wasting my time with them. So it just kind of is like a filtering system that I don't have to be involved with.
Right. Great. Is there anything the bot does that actually more human and not less?
Um, Well, I'm not sure if this is more human or less human, but
Yeah.
I've been surprised, pleasantly surprised that the answers that it gives are quite human because again, it's
Mhm.
been trained on my voice.
Mhm.
And I think the nice thing is a lot of people when they come and visit my website, they might not be ready to actually book a call with me because I think a lot of people have this impression that once they book a call, they're somewhat obligated because they're taking
Right.
up their time. But
Right.
instead, they can interact with the bot and get their questions answered. And so it makes them feel comfortable to either proceed or to decide, no, I'm not ready for this now and I'm
Right.
not going to do this. So again, it just saves me that time and it also makes them feel like they got their questions answered.
Great. Great. So next, there are hundreds of AI tools out there in the market right now, and honestly, they all start to look the same. So my question is, why did you pick EasyMate?
Hmm. Well, I guess it just seemed like a nice thing to have. The way you presented it to me when we first talked, um, I have interacted with AI agents on,
Mhm.
big company pages, things like that, and it's just nice to be able to get answers right away. And so I thought the ability to be able to provide that for prospects sounded really great. So, and since I've been working with you, I mean, I knew you were relatively new. And
Mhm.
so, I wasn't really sure, but you gave me a trial period. And what I found in working with you during the trial period was that your team is so responsive that whenever something came up, there were people on it immediately. And so I felt very well taken care of as a customer.
Wow, thank you for saying that, and I'm so grateful that, I cold outreach to you on LinkedIn and you were so brave to say, yes, let's do it. um, so that maybe you want to explain to the audience like how many EasyMate bots are you are working in your business, maybe walk me through what the bot actually does for you day to day.
Okay, so as I mentioned, I have the bot that's attached to my digital course. And so
Mhm.
I call it the TA bot because it's basically my teaching assistant. When I'm not there, it can help the
Mhm.
students learn better. And
Mhm.
then I have the bot that's on my website. That's in the little corner where you usually see the
Mhm.
AI agents. And it answers any questions that someone who's curious about my services might have. And so when you click on that, it immediately comes up with several topics that may
Mhm.
be, what they're curious about. And then it just has a conversation with the prospect, like, what are you looking for? What's been your experience with coaching or with dating or
Mhm.
whatever it is? And so it kind of takes them along a path, like, which way are they? Are they interested? Are they just kind of, browsing?
Mhm.
Um, and then it captures their information. So that's
Information.
the really exciting part.
Mhm.
Lead generation is always a big challenge in the coaching industry. So to be able to get that information is really pretty
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
So, so that's great to see real results of how you're using AI, right? Um, and and what it has actually done for your business. So would you say that it helped you save a lot of time and also at the same time, as a coach, the chatbot may do you think that it actually helped your website visitors to get to know you better, even without booking a meeting first?
That's a little hard to tell without having them fill out a survey or something. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I mean, the nice thing is I can look at the transcripts of the
yeah.
conversations between visitors and the AI. Um, but I will say that as my business grows
Hmm.
and more people visit my website, I think, there will be an inflection point where just having this is just going to save me a lot of
Hmm.
time and it's going to, turn into something big. I'm not quite there yet, but
Hmm.
just from, judging from the transcripts, it does look like people are getting their questions answered. So that's
Yeah,
great.
that's great. That's great. So, what would you say to a coach or solo business owner who's on the fence about AI?
AI more generally or about Easy Mate?
Maybe both. You're like
Okay.
you're at the leading edge. You're an early adopter. What advice do you have for other business owners?
Well, I mean, I feel like I am able to do so much as just one person. I haven't had
Mm-hmm.
to hire any VAs, any, support really because
Mm-hmm.
and in the beginning of my journey as an entrepreneur, I did hire some very expensive business coaches. I mean, I spent thousands and you know, they were not that great. And so, I mean, now I pay $20 for Claude and it
Yeah.
tells me way more than those business coaches did. And so it's been a huge help to have AI
Mm-hmm.
doing lots of different things in my business. Like I'm
Right.
learning all the time. That's the thing. It's not that I'm less because the
Mm-hmm.
AI is taking over my business. I'm actually able to expand and learn so much more than I could have if I was trying to do everything on my own.
Uh-huh.
So AI's allowed me to really expand and be more creative and be more thoughtful. And even with my clients' issues, sometimes I will ask AI, like, what are the different interpretations of this
Hmm.
struggle that this client is having? And it
Hmm.
gives me some great answers. And so it's not that I am having AI coach my clients,
Hmm.
but it's just giving me different perspectives and different ways of, you know, helping them. So
Yeah.
that's been really great. With EasyMate, I mean, it's just kind of nice to know it's there. So,
Hmm.
you know, it's not so much about um, for both the TA and the website. It's
Hmm.
nice to know it's there so when people need it, it's just there. And it just
Hmm.
looks really professional too. I mean, you look at my website and it's got the little, the chatbot thing there.
Hmm.
It makes it look like kind of a class above because I'm supported by this very professional robot. And so I just feel like it just looks more done than a website without one. I just think that's the direction we're going in. And so, you know, it's nice to have that option.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you. So, last question. Where should people go find you, your book, and your work?
Oh, thank you. Well, so my website is just www.minayang.com. And I've been actually really active on Substack. I've been growing my community there. So you can find me just by going to Substack, looking at my name, Mina Yang. I have a Substack called Musings on True Connections. And my book is on Amazon. It's called Boss Lady, Boss Love. It's almost at the 1 year anniversary. Very exciting.
Wow, I love the
So,
title.
thank you. Yeah. So definitely check out my stuff.
Yep, yep. I'll put all the links below.
Okay.
So, well,
Thank you.
thank you so much for your time, Mina. And thank you for everybody's time. If you are a small business owner who wants AI to handle the busy work so that you can do what you actually are great at, like what Mina does, that's exactly what we're building at EasyMate. And Mina, thank you so much for your time today.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.